Now, most people don't fail at UGC because they're bad on camera. They fail because they're making a few small mistakes that quietly stop brands taking them seriously. And the frustrating part, no one tells you that these mistakes are easily fixable until you've wasted time or you've undercharged. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 most common UGC mistakes that I see and exactly how to fix them before they cost you money, confidence, and momentum. Now, if you're new here, my name's Charlotte Barrett, and I teach you how to get paid by brands for content without being an influencer and how to make money online. So make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe. Now let's get into today's video. Now, I want you to hear me when I say that these mistakes are perfectly normal. I've done many of them myself along my 4-year journey. Every week in pitches, in portfolios that I review, and messages that creators send to me as well. But the difference between the people that are going to move forward and grow from their mistakes and those who stay stuck are whether you address these early. And that's what today's video is really all about. Now, let's get into mistake number 1. Now, treating UGC like it's influencer content. One of the biggest mistakes and still confusions around is that UGC is like being an influencer. Influencers get paid for their content, their size, and the trust that they build with their audience. Content creators, UGC content creators, get paid for their content so that brands can post it on their own social. What brands are thinking about, who are your actual clients, they're thinking about ads, websites, conversions, not aesthetics. So once you shift to the mindset of a brand who is your client, you'll already be winning. And this is where it's easy to fall into a trap. So I have seen creators spend weeks posting on their Instagram grids, making them look perfect. Well, brands just want to know, can you create good, clean content native to the platforms that feels like it's for that platform? And it does not need to be viral. UGC isn't about virality. It's about creating content that brands are thinking about before they go to hire a UGC content creator. Once you understand this, everything literally shifts. The biggest tip as a creator who wants to attract brands to hire you is go on ChatGPT and say, create me 20 questions that brands would be thinking about before they hire a UGC creator, and create content that answers them. And it doesn't have to be really harsh, very subtly is going to work, and you will start to see more inbounds come in, as well as creating content that the brands are posting on their page that is native to the platform. Again, that's going to increase your chances of inbounds. Mistake number 2 that I see is undercharging simply because you're new. Just because you're new, it doesn't mean that you should be charging free, zero. And it definitely doesn't mean that also you should be charging unlimited usage. Now, I've seen so many creators come in and charge way below 100, 50, 40. And I'll admit, my first deal, I took $40 for the experience. But you have to know, and if you are going to undercharge, do this strategically. Know that brands are making thousands from your content if it's converting. So paying you a decent amount is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So what I want you to do as new creators, understand the value that you are bringing to the brand and charge accordingly. Now, obviously, as your experience level develops, you are going to raise your rates. That comes with anything. The more experience you have is the more you're going to charge, because you're able to get the client results because you're experienced. So, you know, what I charged when I first started, I would never charge now. And this goes incrementally, and you'll know as and when to change. But what I do want you to understand is that just because you are new, it doesn't mean that you want to constantly be in that cycle of free or gifted. For free is not having a clear offer. So brands don't ignore creators because they're not good enough. Most creators tend to be good with the content that they create, but they ignore creators because they have a confused story. So what do I mean by this? I mean sending messages or responding to emails like, yes, I would just love to collaborate, but not thinking of yourself as having a solution to that problem, hence having a bundle package. Most brands do need to test creatives before they find the winning one. So having a bundle of creatives, so maybe multiple hooks, maybe a different body, maybe different CTAs, is actually giving them a better solution than just giving them a one-off ad. So having that at the forefront, having really good clear offers, or having retainer packages, these sorts of things are really going to set you apart, that you know what you can provide and how you can solve the brand or agency's problem. Mistake number 4 I see new UGC creators obsessing over is over editing. And oh my gosh, this hurts me so much because so much time goes into the skill of editing, but it's not the thing that's going to win you over mountains and mountains of deals. Surprise people, but brands don't want cinematic. They want believable stories. So if you can get really good with telling stories, tying in emotion to the product or service that you are putting in your video, then that is going to win miles above lots and lots of fancy editing. Because if they wanted fancy editing, they would put on a big production. But UGC is all about believable, relatable. And how more can you get relatable? By telling stories. Stories have been the winning formula since the beginning of time, if we go back to the Bible. So focus on your storytelling, connecting emotion, and that is going to bypass editing any day. I do want to focus on over editing is pacing. And my gosh, when I look at my beginning videos to now, the pacing was so slow and boring. But if you get your pacing right, again, this is going to set you miles apart than other beginner creators. Quick tip here is to change your scenes every 2 to 3 seconds, have dynamic angles, and that's going to keep the viewer engaged as well. Now, the 5th mistake that I see most new creators making is trying to figure it out all alone. And I did this as an isolation because I didn't see many other creators like me, particularly in the UK. There was not many other black women creators. There was not any other black women creators my age. So I tried to figure a lot of it out of myself, and I wish I hadn't done that. Hence why I've created my community. It is for those millennials and over that want to learn UGC in a safe space. Come on over, it's completely free, and the link will be down below in the bio. But don't try and figure this journey out alone. It will slow down your progress. Now, what I see is creators second guessing pricing changes all the time, rewriting pictures, not knowing what's working, not knowing what the new trends at the moment are, and not also, more importantly, knowing the scams that are happening. It's why I regularly make videos to warn new creators about scams, things like if a brand's trying to charge you for shipping, etc., it is a scam. So you need to be aware of this. And if you're new to the industry and you don't have a network, you are going to fall down into scams, into your progression being slower, and probably more than likely quitting when there's no need to. So make sure that you find a community, that you understand the rules, you keep up with trends, you connect with other creators, and that you know what is happening whilst you're figuring this out. And again, as I said, this is exactly why I've built my free community. It's calm, it's practical, it's focused on doing this properly and not chasing hype as well. And motto and a mantra for the community is built by doing, paid by showing up. So if you do want to join, again, I'm inviting you over on. Enjoyed today's video, make sure that you do subscribe. New videos are dropped here weekly on a Monday, and I will be back soon for more in-depth behind the scenes around UGC.